Good morning, friends. It's Friday in my world today. My name is Alexis, but my friends call me Lexi. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful day in whatever part of the world you're in. Once again, sending prayers out to the people of California. I am just devastated by what is going on there. And I have lots of friends there, so my heart goes out to them. It really does. Well, I hope that this isn't your first time stopping by. And if it is, please, sorry, my cat is here trying to make an appearance. If you like this video, please give me a like, comment down below. You can share it if you'd like to, but please subscribe. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it would really help me. I'm just trying to get to 10 subscribers right now. I only have 7 subscribers. Like, woohoo for me, but I'm really trying to get this going. So there she goes. That's little Miss Ma'am making an appearance. She's my guest star today, getting into all kinds of things. She's a kitten, and she gets into so much stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh. I don't have the patience. I honest to God, don't have the patience for her. But anyway, God sent her to us, and she's definitely been a blessing. Definitely. I mean, she just walked in the door, and from outside, crying and screaming her little heart out, and she walked in, and she has not left, and she's going on 4 months with us. I think Monday will be, let's see, October, November, December, January. Monday will make 4 months that we've had her. She showed up on October 13th. So, yeah. But anyway, I really have nothing to talk about today. I mean, I have a lot of things to talk about. But today I was trying to get a change of scenery earlier, but I just couldn't make it work. I forgot my pop socket upstairs, so I couldn't click you all in when I was down in the car. And this morning I had some errands to run. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and today we're getting a snowstorm. So it should be heading our way in a couple hours. And the only thing with Charlotte, if it was just snow, it'd be so lovely. But we always get sleet and freezing rain, and then we have an ice storm tonight. I'm not looking forward to that. If this is your first time here, I am a mom. I have a 26-year-old daughter, my only child, and that I've given birth to. I do have a stepdaughter, but she's my only child that I've given birth to, who I've raised, and we live together. It used to be a nuclear family of my mother, Jewel, myself, and my daughter. And in 2021, my mother passed away at age 89, right before my 57th birthday. So she's no longer with us. So it's just us two. And so we live together. We have to, financially. We have to. We are struggling. We are on the struggle bus. And I don't even know if I want to unwrap that here today, right now. I mean, that's a topic for, maybe later on down the line. But yeah, it's a struggle. We're a nuclear family. I mean, the 3 of us were a nuclear family. We have to live together to take care of each other, to pay the bills and be able to keep a roof over our head. Now, she and I, there's no way she can get her own place, or I can get my own place. We need each other at this time. So she works full time. She's a server at a senior community. They have 3 restaurants at the senior community, and she works in one. She was a supervisor at one time, or a manager, but now she went back to being a server. It was better for her. And so she does that, and Miss Ma'am, she does that. And then I am on Social Security disability. I have been for the last 6 years. And so I pretty much use my check every month to pay the rent and keep a roof over our head. So that's where we're at. So it's a struggle. I mean, she's definitely paycheck to paycheck. I am definitely paycheck to paycheck. Once I pay the rent, there's barely anything left. So it's a struggle for us from month to month, but we're making it work. 2024 was probably, out of the last 3 years, the best year that we've had. Not financially, but just really not struggling as much. And I'm praying that 2025 is the best year yet. We are thriving in 2025, and that is my mantra for this year, and it has to be good. I mean, we both started our YouTube channels. She is at Taygeaux, Taygeaux, if you want to follow her. I'll try to link that down below. I'm having a hard time with that. Sometimes my links work, sometimes they don't. So bear with me. And so she and I both, we had decided, we've been watching YouTube for years. Since she was in middle school. And back then when she was in middle school, I had gone back to school to get my Bachelor of Arts degree in education. And I was using YouTube a lot, watching it a lot, but never thought that, I could get on YouTube. And I really wish that we would have started during the pandemic or the pandemonium. But, right now, this is where we are. Everything happens. I always say everything happens for a reason and in God's time. So this is our time. And we're just looking to really become content creators. She would hope to be one full time at some point. And I really want that for her. She's good at it. And she's on a weight loss journey. Right now she's doing 75 hard, but her version. So give her a look-see. And I am on a weight loss journey. I have lost I'm 2 pounds away from 100-pound weight loss. And I started out over 300 pounds, and now I'm in the 220s. And so I'm really proud of myself. And we work out in our chairs. We do chair exercises every single day. I do at least over 20,000 steps a day. That's my goal. So every day I do that. And I also do small weights. I have a very not good range of motion here, so it's hard for me to lift things over my head, but I do what I can. And so I use 1 to 2 pound weights, but I've done exercises with all of them up until 10 pounds. So that's something that I'm working on getting stronger. Yesterday, I've been tracking. I use the Lose It app. And I really track just for protein, not really for calories per se. But I also, full disclosure, I'm on Mounjaro. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I'm on Mounjaro. I haven't had it for the last month because I ran out. And I'm due to see my doctor on Monday, the 13th of January. And so she did not renew my prescription. So I've been out of it by the time I go to see her Monday, it'll be a month. So I'm probably going to have to start over, which I hate, until I can titrate up. And I currently was taking 5 milligrams. So I want to go up to the next one, which I think is 7.5. So that's what I want to go up to. And it just helps to, cancel out the food noise and me wanting to just eat everything that's not nailed down. So it's been a big, big, big help for me. And also the bonus is that I've lost some weight. Since last March, I think it was March. Well, I started it in 2023, and maybe in June of 2023, and I had it until September. My insurance was not trying to cover it that much for me at that time, and I think it's because the doctor didn't write the prescription right for me. And so I was having to pay $100 and something a month, which is nothing for most people, but for me, I just can't afford that. So fast forward to going to the doctor in 2024, and I explained that to her, and so she wrote me the script, and I was able to pay less than $12 a month, which was a godsend for me. And I've been using it every month since. I just got a letter from my insurer, and I am on Medicare, from my insurer saying that, I don't know, there's something going to happen starting this month. I don't know if they're covering it, or I have to have a pre-existing condition, which I do, type 2 diabetes and obesity. So I have got to see her on Monday and get that squared away so that I can continue to take the Mounjaro. I do feel like it helps me, especially for my A1C and my diabetes numbers, but it also is a godsend for me as far as the food noise, as far as keeping me from wanting to eat everything that's not nailed down. So I really do need it, I feel like, at this point. So yeah, but even without it, I maintain losing the weight without it for the month. So, it's not like I'm going to die without it, but I would prefer to have it in my life. I really would. And I am somebody who needs it. I'm not somebody who is not diabetic or who weighs, barely 150 pounds and they're taking it because they want to lose a quick 30 pounds. That's not the reason to take these drugs. You really need to take these drugs because they are a benefit to you medically, and that's why I'm taking it. So there's that. But yeah, today the snow is coming in. It's so gloomy out, and my daughter usually works from anywhere from 9:30 till 10 in the morning, some days 7:30 till closing. And Ziggy, stop. So, excuse me. So anyway, I usually pick her up at night, but because of the ice storm coming in, they have decided to cancel her afternoon shift. So she works like a split shift. So she works from maybe 9:30 or 10 in the morning to like 3 in the afternoon, and then she goes back to work anywhere from 4 to 4:30 for the evening shift. But she stays there on campus there at work. She does not leave to come home, and she doesn't drive, so I take her to and from. So anyway, today she'll be getting out hopefully at 3, but by that time we will be in the thick of it. So I just have to see, and it's 5 minutes away from me, but I don't have snow tires. I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where it barely ever snows, but we do get ice storms. But the major ice storm, the last one that I can remember, was back in 2002 when I first moved here. We've been here almost 23 years now, and we moved here from Phoenix, Arizona. If you're new here, and I explained most of this in episode 1 and episode 2, so if you want to go back and look at those videos. But I was born in New York in the Bronx. I am a boogie down Bronx girl through and through. And but when I was 6, when I was 5, my mother and father parted ways. And so when I was 6, my mother decided that we were going to move to the Virgin Islands. And her and my father had been vacationing there for years with me as a young child. And I had an uncle who lived there, which was my father's best friend. And my father and he are both deceased now. My father's been gone for 26 years now, going to 27 years this year. And like I said, my mother passed 3 years ago. And so I grew up and I lived there off and on from the age of 6 to the age of 30. And I say off and on, my mom never left. But my mom decided that it would be good for me to come back stateside and experience going to school stateside. She wanted me to have braces and she didn't want me to do that there. So I went to live in Chicago for 4 years, and I lived with a relative, with my oldest sister. We're 18 years apart. And my father has 3 children, 2 older, and then my mother just had me, and I'm the baby of the bunch. So yeah, so I did that for 4 years while I was in middle school till a rising senior, and I went back to the Virgin Islands as a senior in 12th grade. And I graduated from high school in 1982. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me, which you're going to get a little bit about that in every video. But yeah, so the ice today, I'm not looking forward to that. It's supposed to snow at first. It's in Atlanta now. We're not going to get it probably as hard snow as they have gotten in Atlanta. But once it moves up the corridor and moves here, we will get the snow starting, I think maybe at noon or 1 o'clock in my area of Charlotte. I live in South Charlotte. And then it will sleet, and I think tonight will be the freezing rain. So my daughter's supposed to work tomorrow, 7:30 a.m., I think until 3 p.m., but her shift's been canceled, thank God, because I'm not going to be able to take her. I'm not driving on ice, and I'm not trying to kill myself. It's been years since I've driven in snow or any those kind of conditions. So yeah, not happening. I'm not doing it. And like I said, we don't have snow tires and things here. They did brine the roads here, but we don't have all the equipment that they do in other states that get snow on a regular basis. So it's a little bit difficult here. When it's getting ready to snow, everything's closed. All the schools are closed today. Most of them, especially in my area of Charlotte, are closed. In Mecklenburg County, that's where I live, the schools are closed here. A lot of offices are closed. Doctors' offices will close at noon. And so, yeah, so it's a snow day, which if my daughter was in school, I would be so excited about, and so would she. No snow days, though, when you're an adult and you're working, unless you work in a field that will close down. You know, she works with seniors at a senior community and they have to eat. So that's not happening. So, yeah. But my video today is just a little chit chat. You know, there's nothing special. There are a lot of things on the agenda that I want to talk about. And then one of them is our living conditions and where we live, where we have lived for the last 10 years. So that's something that I want to unpack and get into. And we'll do that in a future video for sure. And just, you know, little things, you know, that are on my mind as a 60-year-old, new 60-year-old. I turned 60 back in August, on August 9th. I am a Leo. And I gained a lot of wisdom in my 60 years, a lot of knowledge in my 60 years. I know myself. I know my body. I know what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I don't deal with bullshit. I don't like phony people. If you don't have time for me, guess what? Bye, because I don't have time for you. I don't have time for stuff like that. I'm not an ass kisser. I'm not doing any of that kind of thing. So, you know, this is my world. So that's how I feel. And being 60 is such a blessing. I feel the best. I feel like this is going to be one of my best eras, the sexagenarian era, in my 60s. My mother lasted until her last minute of the octogenarian era. She was going to turn 90 on November 11th last year. In 2021, not last year. She passed in June of 2021. So in November of 2021, she would have been 90. So she just missed it by 5 months. And she always promised that she would be here till she was 100. And she couldn't fulfill that promise. But I plan on being here way beyond. With medicines these days, I'm getting healthier and stronger every day. Who knows, by the time I'm 70, they may have something that keeps us here forever. We don't know. Until God says otherwise, we don't know. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being here for the duration. Being here. And I promised my daughter that I would, and I will. So that's for sure. She and I kind of have the same exact relationship as my mother and I. And fun fact, my mother was 33 when she gave birth to me. I was 33 when I gave birth to my daughter. And so she's 26, turning 27 in March. She's a Pisces. And so she's like, well, Mom, I have 6 more years before it's my turn, you know, but I don't know if she's going to have kids or not. She's content how she is. She's not in a relationship or anything at the time. And so she's just content with doing her thing and being her. And I'm happy for her. Definitely happy for her. And I'm not in a relationship either at this point. I haven't been in one for several years. And I'm content and I'm happy. I would love to have a companion. You know, I would love companionship. I always had dreams of wedding. I want everything pink. So does my daughter. Pink is our favorite color. I wanted a pink wedding with the beautiful pink dress and everything pink and pink bridesmaids and pink everything. Pink roses are my favorite flower. But that didn't happen for me. Now, it's never too late. I'm only 60. People are getting married later and later. And I've already had a child, so I don't need to worry about that. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I want the baggage of that. I am so content with doing what I want to do, having nice slow mornings, taking my time every day, doing what I want. I don't work. Like I said earlier, I'm on Social Security disability. So I have been on that since 2018. And I have degenerative bone disease in my back, and I have osteoarthritis in my knees, and some other conditions like the type 2 diabetes and so forth. So I'm an asthmatic. And so there are a lot of things, at play. But I do get my steps in every day. Like I said, I try to burn at least 2,000 calories a day. I put on my Apple Watch here and I get it going. I do indoor walk. Sometimes I do other, depending on what I'm doing. I use, there are a lot of people that I watch on YouTube that do chair exercises, and even the ones that don't, I just follow along, but I do it in my chair. I love Leslie Sansone. I don't know if she's walk to the beat. I don't think she's walk to the beat, but I love her walking. She has hundreds of videos on YouTube, and somebody introduced me to her years ago, in the early 2000s, maybe 2003 or 4. Somebody introduced me to her, and they gave me a set of her VHS tapes. Like, that's a blast from the past, when we had VCRs. And they gave me I'm looking at them now, 2 little blue balls to use for weights. And I loved her, and I was doing that. But then as I got old, when I turned 50, the day I turned 50, I felt like I was run over by a Mack truck, literally. I had the worst TMI, but the worst menstrual cramps and menstrual cramps. They should have been cramps. Yeah, menstrual cramps. And the most terrible, terrible period ever. One of them that I've had one before when I was in my 20s. That was awful, and this one was awful. And I went to the doctor, and they found out that I had a lot of fibroids, and I wanted a hysterectomy, and I had a prolapsed uterus from when I gave birth to my daughter. So in 2018, I was scheduled to have that, and that's when they found out that I had diabetes. So I did have a hysterectomy, a full hysterectomy in 2019, in June of 2019, and that was one of the best things I've ever done. I felt after I got out of the hospital, I was in the hospital for 2 days. I got out of the hospital. I live on a second floor walk up in an apartment here in South Charlotte, which we'll get into that too in another video. And I sailed up those steps like nothing. And I have felt so good since. So, but I want to get rid of the menopause belly. I want to just lose weight. Like I said, I was over 300 pounds, and I'm now close to Wonderland, close to 100-pound weight loss right now. And then I will be working on getting to Wonderland. So it's like baby steps. And so I am just really pushing myself. I really am, and trying to do things. So I watch on YouTube a lot of I watch Get Fit with Rick. I love him. He's in Dubai, and he does his exercises there in Dubai. It's such a pretty background. And every Christmas he does exercises with his wife and kids, and I love that. And they have little babies, and I think she's having another baby. And so I just love that. I love him. I love watching him. And I do the ones that have the music where he's not really talking. I like those better. And I like I said, Leslie Sansone. I love Baralates. I love Blogalates. I love all of them. So I watch, and I do every single day. I do not take a rest day. I just do more like on the weekends. I don't push myself as hard. If I get over 10,000 steps, I'm good. But I always get more. I always do. And yesterday was one of the first days that I started saying that I was using the Lose It app to track, because I hadn't been I've been using the Lose It app, but only tracking my blood sugar numbers. So my glucose numbers. So anyway, yesterday I went back on for the first time in a few months to track my protein. And I did 140 grams of protein yesterday, over that. And so that is my goal every day. I'm really trying to do carnivore fully, but it may be just my version of carnivore, and not really keto as much, because I'm not, I have like SIBO. I can't eat a lot of vegetables at all. So carnivore is good for me. And even being a pescatarian, I love fish. It won't have as many veggies. I will eat what I can, but I'm not a dairy person. I'm allergic. Well, there's a fine line there. I was always told that I was allergic to milk and dairy products. But as an adult going in for allergy shots and everything to find out, I was told that I'm not allergic, but I have discomfort, which I do when I eat those things. When I eat dairy, I get bloated. I just have a lot of discomfort in my stomach depending on what I'm eating. But I do like full fat Greek yogurt, just the plain yogurt. And I like to put a scoop of protein powder in it, some devotion. I like the devotion, vanilla. And so I like to put that in it and eat that with some frozen berries like raspberries or strawberries or the mixed berries. And so I do that. So that's why I say it wouldn't be a full carnivore. And I've done carnivore before. And it's a great way to do an elimination diet to see what works for your stomach and what doesn't. I know definitely I can't eat any corn products at all. Like corn almost tried to kill me, as my daughter says, not clickbait. Right. So I don't eat that. And if my body would do that with all the things that I shouldn't be eating, I would be golden right now. That would be amazing. But that's not happening. But anyway, peeps, that's it. I have nothing else to say, just rambling on about nothing. But we will get into some other topics for sure. And this is just another unedited video, mistakes and all, of my tripod rumbling, my little kitten in frame, and all of that. I have a little bit of music in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. I have YouTube on in the background with some royalty-free, copyright-free music. So because the editing process, trying to add music and do all that, it just frustrates me frame by frame. And right now we're using free apps. We're using the Villo app, VLLO, and we're using other thematic, I think, for music. But, eventually when we get a better setup, we will get, of course, Epidemic Sounds. I would like to have Filmora and different things like that. And I think that those things might be a little bit easier for me to grasp. I watch a lot of the people older than me do videos, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. So I just have to figure that out. So I'm in that process. But thank you so much for watching me. Please, 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 if you have it in your heart, please give this video a like. Please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And just things you want to hear me talk about, or my thoughts on things. I have a lot of thoughts on things. So Q&A, thoughts on things. I'd love to do something like that in one of the next videos coming up. And please, please, it doesn't cost you anything. Please subscribe to this channel. I would so appreciate it. I really would. If you come across me and you stayed this far, you are definitely a real one, as they say. Because I'm just getting started. This is only my 6th video in this series of me being back on YouTube. I have some other videos. I think I have a total of like 16 videos on my channel. A lot of them from maybe 11, 12 years ago. One from 3 years ago when my mother passed. And so now I'm back and I'm here to stay. But I need your help to get to where I want to be. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to have a little bit of extra income coming in. And you subscribing to me and watching my channel, liking it, would really, really help me. So I appreciate that. It's my plea to you, please, please. If you don't like anybody else or subscribe to anybody else today, please subscribe to this 60-year-old lady. I would appreciate it. Thank you for watching me. And I hope you all are safe wherever you are. I'm sending my prayers out to all those in California and beyond. And I just want to say, love you plenty. Till next time.